Hi, welcome to QA Scripts. In our previous videos, we have learned that how to install Java, and also we learned that what are the different important terminologies we are going to use while scripting Java program or while doing automation using Selenium WebDriver. In this video, we are going to understand how to write a simple program and how to download Eclipse, that is IDE, and how to use it. To write a simple program, there are two ways. One is using Notepad, another one is using Eclipse. Before going for writing a program using Notepad or Eclipse, let us take one simple example. What is the basic necessity of a human being? If a human being want to live happily, what is the basic need? A beautiful house. It may be big house, it may be small house, it may be rented house, or it may be own house. A house is needed where a human being can live and work for his desire, work for his achievements, right? So without a house there is no life for a human being. In the same way, in Java there is a one entity called class. So class is a kind of house for a human being. So without class there is no Java at all, as without house there is no life for a human being. If you want to write any program, if you want to write any methods, if you want to write any functions or define variable, you need a class. Inside the class you can write n number of functions, methods, or use advanced concepts, something like oops, right? Like that, without a class there is no programming of Java at all. If you want to write even simple program, simple method, you have to create a class. How to create a class? Very simple. We have to use a keyword called class in small letter, because Java is case sensitive. So once you use that class terminology or keyword, we have to give a name for it. Here I have given a name is test. After using the name, we have to use open curly bracket and close curly bracket. In between this open and close curly bracket, you can write n number of methods. You can call any other methods, you can create object, you can define variable, you can initiate the variable, you can do lot more actions in between this open and curly bracket, open and close curly bracket. Here I have written one more statement or one more line of code as public static void main and its argument. What is this public static void? Let us not worry at this point. I have other videos where I have explained in detail what is this public, static and void, what is their roles and responsibilities. Right now let us use them in this pattern so that we can do some program. Then what is main here? The main is a method. In this method we can write any line of code. So what is the significance, or what is the important, or what is the main role of this main method? Again, come back to our example like house. Here we have so many windows. Is it possible to enter into this house using windows? No, we cannot enter using windows to into this house. If you want to enter into this house, what we need a main door. So if a house has main door, you can enter into the house and you can live happily. Like that, if you want to execute any line of code, any methods or any variable or any object, you need a main method. Without main method, no line of code is going to execute. You can write n number of methods outside this main. You can write n number of methods. Those methods works like a window of a house. Okay, so if there is no main door, then the windows will not get importance. Like that, if there is no main method, other methods what you are going to write are not going to execute, right? So like that, we have to create one main method. Under that main method, you can write n number of codes, or you can create other methods outside the main, and you have to call inside this main only, otherwise it will not get executed. How to create main method? Very simple. Use the keywords such as public, static, void, main, and this is the format we have to use. Then open the curly bracket and close curly bracket. So each and every class, each and every method are going to have open and curly open and close curly bracket. If there is a mismatch, then the program or the class will not get compiled and it will not get executed. How to write a program and execute? Let us start using first way, that is using Notepad. To do these activities, we need to open a Notepad, then use a keyword called class and give a name for that particular class. Here I have used class keyword, then I have given name as first program, then I have used open curly bracket, close curly bracket. In between that, I have written public, static, void, main. Inside this main method, I have used one more statement called system.out.println. This system.out.println will help you to print messages what you are going to wish. For example, here I have given my first program as a message inside the double quote. When I execute this program will print out my first program message out. The system.out.print is a simple message, simple statement. It works as a message box in case of VB script. Here we need to end each and every statement. In Java, each and every statement we have to end with semicolon. If there is no semicolon, then the script will not get compiled and it will not get executed. After writing this program in Notepad, we have to save that notepad, or we have to save that file with the same name of class. For example, here I have given class name as first program. We have to use this first program as it is to save notepad with the extension called .java. Otherwise it will get saved as .txt file. After saving it, we have to open command line, change it to the directory where your program file got saved. Then type a command called javac, that is Java compiler, followed by file name. For example, here I am going to type as javac first program.java, that is the file name I have given. What is the necessity of doing these activities? Here javac is compiler. This is going to compile my program, because the program what I have written is class first program, public, static, void, main. Inside that I have used system.out.println, and I am trying to print out a message called my first program. So entire class what I have created here is a human understandable program. I can easily understand some of the keywords, but this program is not going to understand by your computer. To do that, we have to convert this into machine understandable language from human understandable language. So I have written a program which I can understand, which human can understand. Now I want to convert this to machine understandable language. To do that, we are not necessary to convert into bytecode using 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, so and so, because that is a big task we cannot do. I can say that it's just before impossible. To do that activities, we have a compiler, that is Java C. This Java C or compiler is going to come along with your Java development kit, as I explained in previous video. So we have to use Java C followed by file name and hit enter. If there is no error in your program, the program will get compiled and it will create another file with a dot class extension. So you have written with a dot Java extension, but the compiler will create one more file with a dot Java, with a dot class extension. The file name will be same. Then we have to use one more command called Java followed by file name, but without extension. For example, here think that my program got compiled and created one file called first program.class. So to execute this, I have to use Java space first program. Let me write the program in my notepad. To save it, I will use the same name of class, that is first program, and I will save it as first program.java, that is extension. Once I save it, it will be looking like this, first program.java. I want to execute this. To do this, open command line, change director to the place where you have saved your first program.java file. I have saved into a folder called new folder. Let me type dir to get all the files or folders present in that new folder. Here I have a simple file called first program.java. To compile this, what I need to do, I need to use a keyword or command called Java C. Let me type Java C space the program file name, that is first program.java. Then hit enter. If there is no error in your program, then it will take some time and it will create one class file. Right, there is no error in my program, hence it has compiled successfully. How to see whether it's compiled or not? You can go to the folder where you have saved that program called first program.java. Now I compiled, hence there is a one more file got created with a dot class extension, that is first program.extension. The first program.java is the file or a program human can understand. The first program.class is the program or a file machine can understand. Let me open this file. Okay, this is the program what got compiled and created. So it has so many keywords. This I cannot understand. Only machine can understand. Now I want to execute Java program. Before executing, as I explained, first we have to save it as first program as a class name, then we have to compile it, then we have to use that compiled file to execute. To execute, what method or what statement I can use? I can use a simple keyword called Java. To compile, I was using Java C. To execute the compiled program, I am using Java keyword. So the Java keyword I have typed and space, then I have to use the file name, that is first program. Remember, don't have any extension for executing a program. While compiling you have to use extension, but while executing don't use any extension. Directly type the class name and hit enter. Right, the compiled program got executed and the message what I have given is displaying out here. If you want to change any message, or if you want to add any other methods, then you can change into your first program.java file. But remember, for each and every updates you have to compile first, then execute. Otherwise the updates will not going to reflect here. If you don't compile, updates will not get reflect here. To write and execute this program, simple program, we have used almost 2 to 3 minutes, and we have to remember each and every syntax, each and every keyword, and if there is a small mismatch, something like open curly bracket as not closed properly, or if you have not used a semicolon at the end of each statement, then the program will not get executed. Is it possible to remember all such minor things? Is it possible to remember all the keywords what I have used? In this program I have used almost 8 to 10 keywords. Think that in real time you are going to write a big program, n number of lines of code. At that time, is it possible to remember all of them into our mind? No, it is bit difficulty, I can say that. But is there any way, or is there any opportunity where everything can be remembered by someone or something else? Yes, we have. That is what we call as IDE. What is this IDE stands for? This stands for Integrated Development Environment. What is this Integrated Development Environment? An Integrated Development Environment or Interactive Development Environment is a software application. It is a simple software application that provides comprehensive facilities to computer programmer for software developer or software tester, I can also say that. Means if you are working on development side, or if you are trying to write a program, this provides a software where we can write the programs without remembering each and every minor entities. What are those different IDEs we have, and what IDE contains? An IDE, that is Integrated Development Environment, normally consists of source code editor, build automation tools, a debugger, compiler and interpreter. In case of our example, we have created a class, we have manually compiled and we have executed. But if you use IDE, there is no need of compile, because compiler will come along with your IDE. So once you write a class, it will automatically compile and create a .class file. Also, if you want to debug line by line, then the debugger will going to be as an integrated part of your IDE. What are the different IDE we have in case of Java? We have many IDE, but I have listed 4 out of them. One is Eclipse, another one is IntelliJ. How they look like, I have given here snapshots. There is another kind of IDEs. One is BlueJ, and there is a NetBeans IDE. So these are the IDEs we can use to write a Java program. Then I am not going to explain anything about IntelliJ or NetBeans or BlueJ, because I am using Eclipse IDE for my scripting, my programming, and for automation. Hence I am mainly concentrating on Eclipse IDE only. Eclipse is an integrated development environment, that is IDE. It contains a workspace, base workspace, I can say that, and this IDE is written in Java, and Eclipse can be used to develop Java application. Not only Java application, but you can also use to develop other languages, other programming languages as well, such as C, C++, COBOL, Fortran, JavaScript, so and so. How to download Eclipse from internet? Okay, to do that we have to use a website called www.eclipse.org/downloads. In this is a freeware. Again, you can install or you can download without any license part. Let us try to see how we can download or install a Eclipse in our system. Actually, it is not installable. Instead of that, it's a zip file where we can download and we can use it. This is a website, as I told, eclipse.org/downloads. Once you land on this page, there will be some sections at the left side. We have something like Eclipse Indigo, Eclipse Juno, Eclipse Kepler. These are the different flavors of Eclipse. You can use either of one. Let me explain how to download Juno Eclipse. Click on that Juno link, Eclipse Juno link. You will navigate to another page where we'll be having all the Juno versions. Click on downloads. In this page you will be able to see all the versions of Eclipse Juno. They are for different OS as well. What are the different OS we have? One is Windows, Mac and Linux, and it also depend upon your operating system type, whether it's a 32-bit or 64-bit operating system. Please note that if you are using 32-bit system and if you download 64-bit Eclipse, then it will not work. So we have to be careful about the operating system what we are going to use. In my case, I am using 64-bit, so I can directly click on the link called 64-bit of Windows if you want to download this version, that is Eclipse IDE for Java EE developers. If you want to download classic, yes, you can click the link against to that row. Let me click on 64-bit link. Once you click on that 64-bit link, it will take you to another page where it will be having a download arrow mark. click on that download arrow mark. It will start downloading the zip file. Here it started downloading and it takes some time. I have already downloaded into my system, hence let me cancel it. But for your working purpose, you can download the Eclipse zip file. Once you download the Eclipse zip file, it will be having a zip file as shown here. You have to extract it. How to extract? Right click on that zip file, go to extract all and extract. So it will take some time. I have already extracted here. Once you extract, it will have a folder called Eclipse. Inside the Eclipse there will be a exe called eclipse.exe. Okay, this is the steps I have explained how to use and launch. Let us go back to our eclipse.exe. To use it, we have to double click on eclipse.exe. Here it will open one file where we'll be having a keyword called run or button called run. There is a one checkbox called always ask before opening this file. If you want to see this window again and again for every time, you can check this. If you don't want to see this window again and again, you can uncheck it and click on run. Once you click on run first time, it will take some time to open Eclipse. Once you start open, it will ask you to select a workspace. Here I have created one folder called WS. I will give the path. Again, what is workspace? The workspace is nothing but a folder structure. In that folder structure, the Eclipse is going to start putting all its necessary library functions, or I can say that some of the necessary folders, that those folders are going to help you to write a program and execute successfully. So I will say now as D drive, new folder and WS. Here I don't have anything inside my WS folder. When I click on OK, it will create one folder called .meta folder. There is nothing to do with this .meta folder from our side, because that is a internal folder required for Eclipse to work properly. Once the processing is completed, the Eclipse will get opened. Let's maximize. Here we will have some links such as tutorials, what's new, samples and overview. If you click on any of these links, you will get some more information. For example, if you want to read tutorial, then you can go to tutorial link, or if you want to find out what is new with this Eclipse, then click on what is new link. But to work, or if you want to create one class and execute, click on workbench link present at the left top position. It's a kind of link. Once you click on workbench icon, the view of your Eclipse will get changed. Here we will have at the right side project explorer, at the left side we will have outlines, and in between that there will be a blank space where you can write some programs. Let us try to create one class. Creating a class is not going to happen until otherwise you create a project. Again, what is a project? The project is nothing but simple folder structure in your workspace. For example, WS is my workspace. Inside that, when I say project, create a project, it will create one folder where we'll be having different subfolders, something like bin, src, and some of other files, something like dot class path file. I will explain about those files folders in next video, but right now let us create one simple project. How to create simple project? Very simple. You can go to file, you can click on new. Here we will have some options like Java GPA project, EJB project, so and so, but we are trying to work with Java classes, Java program. That's why click on project first, or directly you can click on JPA project, it's not a problem, but click on Java project. At this time you might be thinking, what are the different projects we can create? Yes, as I said, we can create Java project, we can create EJB project, that is different project. We can create Maven project. I will explain that in future videos. Right now click on project option. Once you click on project option, you will get a new project wizard. Here select the Java project. Remember, you have to select Java project, then only you will get next button highlighted or enabled. If you are working with different projects such as Maven, then you can click on Maven project. Right now I don't have that add-ons because Maven project is an external project that is not come along with this integrated development system or IDE, I can say that. Let me select Java project and click on next. Once you click on next, it will ask you what is the project name you would like to specify. I can say demo project, and here it will say where the project is getting saved. The location is displaying something like D drive, new folder, WS, that is workspace. In that workspace the demo.project folder or a project is going to display or created. Right now I don't have any folder inside my WS folder. Let me say finish. Before that we have some execution environment. As I said, JRE we need to select first what version of JRE you would like to use, whether it's a 7 or 6 or whatever convenient you are going to use it, because the JREs as well as library files, set of library files are going to come along with this IDE, that is Eclipse IDE only. So there is no need of adding any Java files or Java library files or Java jar files to this Eclipse IDE, because everything else, once you download Eclipse to your system, it means that it will have JDK as well as JRE along with this Eclipse. Now click on finish. after clicking finish, it will ask some questions and with some pop-ups. Say yes. Now the project got created here. Again, don't get confused with the terminology what I am using. The project has a different meaning in different context, but here project is nothing but a simple folder. Let me go to physical folder. Here I have a folder called demo project. That is the same keyword or name I have used to create Java project. How do you know that this is a Java project? If you closely observe this folder, there is a one letter called J. That means this is a Java project. If you create a Maven project, there will be a letter called M at the left side of the folder. Like that we can differentiate. Let me see what are the content of this folder or project. When you click on the project, when you open that project, we will be able to see different folders, that is .settings, bin and src folder, and two other files such as .class path and .project. I will explain about these things in next video, but right now let us try to create a class and execute. How to create a class? Very simple. Here you have to right click on src folder, click on new. You will be able to see different options such as package, class, interface, enum, so and so. Now I want to create a class. Let me click on class. It will open one wizard where it will ask you what class name you would like to specify. So tell that test. Remember, always class should start with capital letter. It's not a hard-code role, or it's not that we have to always use capital letter, but it's a coding standards. If you want to create one class, use capital letter. If you are writing method, start with small letter. And here there will be a checkbox called public static void main. Check this checkbox so that it will insert one main method inside the class called test. Now click on finish. Once you click on finish, let me open my src folder physically. Yes, there is a folder called test.java got created. At the same time, in bin folder there will be a file called test.class. Means it is immediately, the Eclipse immediately compiled this test.java file and created test.class file. So the compiler is come along with this Eclipse IDE, so there is no need of compile this program manually, so it saves lot of time. And if you observe the class, how it got created is, it has used keyword called class, and it has used keywords called public static void main, and it is have a proper alignments and proper opening and closing curly bracket without any errors. These are the simple messages. They are not necessary for us, just delete them. Now I want to print one message. To do that, what statement I can use? I was using system.out.println in case of Notepad. Let me use same here, that is system. You can shortly write SYSO and hold control and hit space. It will print remaining lines of code as well, that is system.out.println. Inside the bracket, let me use a message. Let me type one message as my first program. Okay, before executing you have to save it. To execute this program, very simple. How to execute? Go to the icon called run, click on down arrow mark. There will be one option called run as. Inside this run as, we have two options. One is run on server and Java application. Since this program is Java and we need to consider this as a Java application, so click on Java application. Don't click on run on server, because we are not running on any server. We are running on in our local machine only. So click on Java application. Once you run the program, if everything is fine, then it will display the message as my first program in a window called console. I will explain about this console and different windows such as problems, Java doc, declaration, so and so in next video. So as of now, this is the way to execute. Now instead of clicking on run as, because already we have executed as a Java program, from next time onwards directly you can click on this run arrow mark icon. It will execute the program successfully. You can add n number of system.out messages over here, and you can write any message as your wish. Since I have used print ln stands for new line, that is why the messages are getting displayed in different lines. If we use only print, that is system.out.print only, then everything, all the messages are going to display in single line like this. This is how we can download Eclipse, we can create project, and we can create class. There are lot of topics to be discussed about how to work with Eclipse. I will cover those in my next videos. Thanks for watching. For any questions or help, please send a mail to info@qascripts.com or qascript25@gmail.com, or visit our site called www.qascripts.com. Let me open that slide. Yes, if you want any help, please try to contact us. Thank you.